Hey, welcome everyone to this version of Catch the Mania Pub Style Trivia online. It is Earth Day today, therefore I'm wearing the only thing I had with a peace symbol on it. So, anyway, welcome. We're glad you're here. I'm really excited. Tonight we have a guest host, Amber LeMay. She'll let you know a little bit more about herself. She's a drag performer up in Vermont. She's going to be reading round number 2. So a couple of things just before we get going here. It is our 30 in 30 series. What that is 30 questions in 30 minutes. It's on YouTube Live and on Facebook Live. If you want to join in on our electronic scoreboard and our electronic score sheets, please sign into the bit.ly link that you either saw earlier or I'll show you in a minute. And with that, if you're playing, we'd love to see a photo of you. So send a photo of yourself playing. You can post that to our Facebook page or our Instagram page. Either one would be great. There's the bit.ly link right there. So if you go to that link, you can keep your own score on there, or you can put in your answers, and we'll score that later and put it on a scoreboard where we keep track of all the leaders, and it keeps track of cumulative scores as well. So anyway, let's jump right into round number 1. It's called multiple miscellaneous. So miscellaneous questions, multiple choice. Here we go with round number 1. On the cover of MIT Technology Review, what native of Seattle and innovator was guest curator for the magazine's 10 Breakthrough Technologies of 2019? Was that Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, or Paul Allen? Question number 1 of round 1. With that, let's move on to question number 2. Established in 1919, KLM is the world's oldest continuously operating airline and based in what European nation? Is that based in France, the Netherlands, Sweden, or Portugal? It's question 2 of round 1. Baby, just one more. Here's the sun on your face, sending you crack. Once again, this first round is multiple choice. Choose either A, B, C, or D for each of these. On to number 3. Which of these diseases is not caused by coronavirus? Is that COVID-19, SARS, MERS, or ARDS? COVID-19, SARS, MERS, or ARDS? A, B, C, or D? Well, the weather's right, let's go for a float. Take a turn on the casino. Spend the day at old St. Joe Bay. Toss me a BFD. All right, let's move on. Question number 4. And just before we move on to question 4, if you're just joining us or joining us at the last minute, please join us on our score sheets. The bit.ly link is right there. That'll bring you right to the right place. All right. On to question number 4. What television star founded the production company that bears her initials as its name and features Mimsy the cat as its icon? Is that Mary Tyler Moore, Lucille Ball, Carol Burnett, or Sally Field? Question number 4. On to question number 5. The musical Jersey Boys, which began touring off-Broadway in 2006, told the story of what 1960s rock band? Was that the Beach Boys, Creedence Clearwater Revival, C, the Moody Blues, or D, the Four Seasons? Looking for A, the Beach Boys, B, CCR, C, the Moody Blues, or D, the Four Seasons? Cheers, everybody. Happy Earth Day. On to question number 6. What was Nintendo's original name for Mario in Donkey Kong? Was it A, Jumpman, B, Hammerman, C, Plumber Hero, or D, Kong Killer? The original name. What do you say we move on to number 7? In 2019's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, what is the name of the Western that Rick Dalton is in? Leather Hunter, Dusktown, Bounty Law, or The Sheriff's Gun? Once again, the fictional TV show in the fictional movie. What is the name of that show? What do you say we move on to number 8 in just a moment? If you're just joining, there's your bit.ly link to get onto our electronic score sheet. We'll be keeping track of all scores on trivtrack.com. All right, what position did Colin Powell serve under George W. Bush? Was that Secretary of Defense? A. B, Secretary of the Interior, C, Secretary of Education, or D, Secretary of State? Question number 8 of round 1. On to question number 9. Sherry O'Terry appeared on New Year's Eve Live 2020 this past year as what journalist? Barbara Walters, A. Diane Sawyer, B. Megyn Kelly, C. Or D. Ann Curry? That's question 9. And in just a moment, we're going to move on to question number 10 in round 1. Then I'm excited to pass things over to Amber LeMay for round number 2. On to question 10. What's the largest city in Canada by population? Is it Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, or Calgary? All right, when you are finished, when you're satisfied with your answers for round number 1, the multiple choice round, make sure you click submit if you're playing online for us. What we'll do is come back to these answers after round number 2 questions. And with that, I'm going to turn things over to Amber LeMay, and I'll let her introduce herself. But we're so glad to have you on today, Amber. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much. It's so happy to be here and I'm broadcasting, broad pun there, live from Beaver Pond, Vermont, the hot damn trailer park in Beaver Pond, Vermont. Yes, I'm Amber LeMay, and I'm with the House of LeMay. That's the name of our drag troupe that we perform. We've been performing for over 25 years in Vermont. So some of you may have seen us or heard us. But I'm so happy to be a part of Darren's night. And I do want to thank Darren for the pearl necklace. He's given me many pearl necklaces over the years. I just wanted to share that with you today. So let's get on to round number 2, and it's all about drag queens. All right. So get your drag knowledge all worked up, and then we'll go on to question number 1. All right. And that is Divine, a drag queen, starred in what 1988 John Waters film alongside Ricky Lake. Now, Ricky Lake, this was before Ricky Lake was the big talk show host, and John Waters featured Divine in 10 of his films. Can you imagine? Divine was in 10 films. Quite a character, and I'm sure you've seen her or would recognize her if you saw her. She's no longer with us, sorry to say. So that's it. That's question number 1, Divine. Started in what? 1988 film. Now on to question number 2. Now RuPaul, now she's possibly the world's most famous drag queen, possibly, but she first became internationally known with the release of what song in 1993? Hmm, that was 17 years ago. My goodness, time flies, doesn't it? How she just blossomed into this world-renowned star, superstar. And she owns a mansion. Was it Montana? That's good for her, girl. So you got that one? You got that one? All right. Question number 3. This could be a tough one. Tennessee and Missouri lawmakers have attempted to pass laws that would activity that was first started in 2015 by author and activist Michelle T. in San Francisco. And this activity is aimed towards children. All right. So what have those lawmakers attempted to pass that would ban this children's activity? And you know, these people, I think they're also the same states that they haven't passed any stay-at-home laws either. So there's not going to be many of them left after this year anyway. So that's a good thing. So that's what are they trying to ban? I'll have more of that when I give you the answers later on. All right, you got that one? How about let's go to question number 4. What is it called when a drag queen attempts to hide their manly bulge? Now, you know, I try to avoid doing this because I wear blousey things, so I don't need to hide my manly bulge. Not that there isn't one, but I hide it in a different way. So what is it called when a drag queen attempts to hide their manly bulge? And I'll give you a hint. Duct tape is usually involved. That's another reason why I don't do it. So any of you want to hide your manly bulge, find out what that word is. Let's go to question number 5. Question number 5 is, what film featuring Robin Williams and Gene Hackman is a remake of the French film La Cage aux Folles? La Cage aux Folles. It was a French comedy. Then it became a Broadway musical under the name of La Cage aux Folles. And then they made a movie starring Robin Williams and Gene Hackman, and Nathan Lane was in it, and a few other people. But it was set in Key West, or was it? No, it wasn't Key West. It was Miami. It was South Beach, I think it was set in. Yes. What was the name of that film? Personally, I didn't think it was that great, but it was funny, I guess. Question number 6. Part of the drag culture since 1960s. What is it called when a drag queen performs a song but does not actually sing? Now, my group, the House of LeMay, we sing. We use our own voices, and we usually write our own songs. And we either have an accompanist, cousin Craig Hilliard, or we have a four-piece band called the Decoys, a rock band that plays behind us and accompanies us. So we don't do this activity, but a lot of drag queens do. So what is it called when they perform a song, but they do not actually sing? All right. Let's go to question number 7. Oh, this is a tough one. Also starring in The Matrix and Lord of the Rings, what actor appeared as a drag queen in The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert? Now that you got to eliminate. You got to know a couple different films to figure this one out. Did you see The Matrix? It's not Keanu. Did you see Lord of the Rings? Yeah. So which actor was in both of those and was a drag queen in The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert? I love Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. It was a great movie. And then it was also turned into a Broadway show that I was fortunate enough to see. But just the soundtrack to Priscilla is wonderful. So if you're sitting at home this week and not having anything to do, check out Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Oh, and by the way, happy Earth Day, everyone. Yay, Earth Day. It's getting a rest, isn't it? Less traffic, less pollution. Maybe this isn't such a bad thing after all. Let's go to number 8. All right. What was the name of the bar where drag queens assisted to fight back a police raid in June of 1969, which many say signaled the beginning of the gay liberation movement in the United States? Oh, it was a hot summer night, and Judy Garland had just been buried, and they think between the police raid and grieving over Judy's death that it just kind of boiled over, and there was this riot. And it started at this small bar that's still open there in the village. And so, what's the name of that bar? I've been there many times. Think about it. You got it. All righty. Let's go to number 9. Name 2 of the actors who played drag queens in Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. There was 3 major drag queens that were in the car traveling across the country. Name 2 of those actors. And I'll give you a hint. One is now dead. One was in prison for a while, and the other has just become a really good Broadway actor or presenter. So there's 3 actors. Who are they? All very different styles and appearances. And to tell you the truth, I never cared for this movie either. I thought it was a cheap ripoff of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. But that's just my humble opinion. And for question, okay, now all of you who left the room because you said, I don't know anything about drag queens, I only know sports. Well, maybe you'll know this answer to this one. What product did the 2 drag queens, Ms. Cracker and Kim Chi, promote in a commercial during this year's Super Bowl? Yeah, there was 2 drag queens in a commercial for the Super Bowl. Kim Chi and Ms. Cracker. What were they pushing? What were they selling? And it wasn't the first time a drag queen had performed in a Super Bowl ad. RuPaul did it 12, 15 years ago. She appeared in an ad as well. So, yeah, if they want to sell something, they bring us drag queens along. Right, Darren? So, all right, that's the end of round 2. I'll be back later on to give you the answers to round 2. Now I'm throwing it back to my good buddy, Darren. Darren.
All right. Thanks so much, Amber. Yeah, come on in, Malika. Malika's going to read round number 3, but Amber, we will bring you back for the answers to round number 2. Thanks for doing such a great job. We're so excited to have you here with us today. All right, so why don't we do this? Let's go through the answers to round number 1. We'll go through the questions to round 3. I'll let Malika take over for that, and then we'll bring Amber back on for the answers to round 2 from there. So, answers to round number 1. That's Bill Gates. Number 2, the Netherlands. The Netherlands. That's where KLM is based out of. ARDS. Another disease, but not related to the coronavirus. That's Mary Tyler Moore. Answer to number 4. Number 5, the 4 Seasons. Jumpman was Mario's original name in Donkey Kong. That's Bounty Law, the name of that show. That fictional show. And Secretary of State was the position that Colin Powell held under George W. Bush. Barbara Walters. This is 2020. And number 10. Toronto is the largest city in Canada by population. So that's round number 1 answers. Let's move on to round 3. If you're just joining us for round number 3, there's the bit.ly link. You can join in, play this last round. Here we go. I'll turn things over to Malika for this last round.
Okay, so round number 3 for the birds. You ready? Got my fun hat on here. Let's get started.
And hey, just before we do that, we're going to make this a crazy hat night. So if you have a crazy hat you can put on, take a picture of yourself, post it. We'll give a prize out for that. Here's mine, my Catchmania hat.
Any hat. You can make one with some materials around the house. Grab something. Take a fun picture. Make it fun. We'd love to see it. We're going to post it. Crazy hat night. Okay, here we go. This round consists of visual clues. Each clue is an animated GIF of ornithological creatures in film. Name the movie. Ornithological. Got it. There we go. Here we go. There you go. This is a GIF from a movie. Name the film. Name that film. Moving on, we've got question number 2. Here we go. One last look at question 1 here. Okay. Question 2. Name that film. Question 2, round 3. Name the film. Again, we'd love to see your crazy hat or a picture of you in a hat, crazy hat night. Take a fun picture, tag us, catch the mania, we'll reshare and give out a little prize. Okay, question 3, moving on. Name that film. One last look here. Name that film. Question 3.
Salt on the glass.
Moving on here. Question 4. Name that film. And again, as always, thank you so much for joining in and playing with us week after week during this time, just creating a little levity with a lot of new changes and shifts. Okay, one last look. We'll move on. Question 5. Name that film. One last look here, naming the film. Moving on to question number 6. Visual clue here. This is a good one. I'll give you a little extra time on this one. Alrighty, moving on. Round 3, question 7, visual clue. Here we go. Oh, nice. Name that film. I'm personally a huge fan of this director. Great movie. Maybe a little bit more time here. And moving on, question number 8. Name that film. That doesn't look very pleasant. Just slightly terrifying. Got 2 more animated gifs of films coming up. 2 more questions for round number 3. A few more moments with this one, folks. All right, and moving on, question 9. Here we go. Name that film. A few more moments with this one, then we have 1 more left. And again, show us your pictures of your hat tonight. Maybe you make a hat, maybe you just throw on something around. Be creative. We're looking for creativity and having fun, and we want to see your pictures. A little contest with that too. All right. Ready for that final question? Okay, here we go. Name that film. For the birds. A few more moments there, and this last visual clue will close out round number 3. Okay. And that is the end of round number 3.
All right, all right. And hey, what we're going to do now is if you're finished with your answers for round 3, hit that submit button. And what we're going to do is turn things back over to Amber for the answers to round number 2. So
Hello there. Thank you, Darren. It's so good to be back. And this is my Easter bonnet. Sunday is Easter, all right? So if you can't go to church, and you shouldn't go to church, but just have some fun at home and make your own Easter bonnet. This was made by my dear sister, Margaret LeMay. Before I give the answers to round two, I just want to tell you that every Sunday night at 8 o'clock, I do a live broadcast on my Facebook page. That's Amber LeMay, AmberLeMay, 8 o'clock every Sunday. Ask Amber is the name of it. I sit there for an hour and have a cocktail and just talk about what's going on. So hope that you'll check in. So let's go to the answers to round number two. How smart were you? So the answers to the questions were Hairspray was the answer to that one. You all loved Hairspray, the first one. The one with John Travolta, not so much. All right. The second one was Supermodel, You Better Work. We remember that one, dancing in 1993 on the dance floor. Drag Queen Story Hour. Those lawmakers want to get rid of Drag Queen Story Hour. Now, even in Vermont, there's Drag Queen Story Hour, hosted by Nikki Champagne and Emoji Nightmare. They've done it all over the state to great accolades. And our good friend Yolanda Mapes does it online, online in New York City. So it's everywhere. So thank you very much, Queens, for doing that. And what's it called when a drag queen attempts to hide their manly bulge? It's called tucking. You can imagine why it's called that. And seriously, people use duct tape. Ouch. Number 6. What film was Robin Williams and Gene Hackman in? The Birdcage, La Cage aux Folles. Listen to the soundtrack of that sometime. That's a great musical. Let's see, question number 6. What's it called when a drag queen doesn't use her voice? It's called lip syncing. And if you notice, if they don't know the words, chances are they're saying watermelon motherfucker. That's what watermelon motherfucker. That makes it look like they're talking. Number 7. Oh, this is the tough one. Who was the star in both in The Matrix, Lord of the Rings, and Priscilla? That was Hugo Weaving. Who got that one? Did someone get all 10? That'd be interesting. What's the name of the bar where the drag queen said, "We ain't going to take it anymore" back in 1969? That's the Stonewall Inn. And it's a national monument now, and you can go see it in New York City, in the Village. And number 9, two of the 3 actors. Did you get any of these? Patrick Swayze, John Leguizamo, wow. Sorry, John, and Wesley Snipes. You had to get 2 of those to get the answers. And what was pushed on the Super Bowl by 2 drag queens? Sabra Hummus. Sabra Hummus. Thank you very much, Sabra Hummus. Thank you for watching tonight on Catch the Mania. They are every night, Monday through Thursday at 7 o'clock. See you later, Darren. Thank you. Mwah.
Amber, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have you back, all right? We'll see you again soon. All right. With that, we got to finish up our 30 and 30 with the answers to round number 3. So I'll let Malika take that over.
Alrighty, answers to round number 3 for the birds. That is Ant-Man and the Wasp for question number 1. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Number 2, Billy Madison. Oh, that was a good one. Watched that a lot. Let's see now. Question number 3. That is Dumb and Dumber. Pretty bird. Question 4. Finding Nemo. 5. That is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. 6. The Little Mermaid. 7. The Royal Tenenbaums. Excellent film. Definitely quirky humor, but give it a try. You either like those movies or not. Okay, The Birds, number 8. I personally have never seen that and don't really want to, I don't think. You know, Hitchcock is a genius. Okay, 9. Clash of the Titans. I wouldn't have guessed that. 10, Up. And that is...
All right, that's our Earth Day version of Catch the Mania 30 in 30. Please join us again. We'll be back tomorrow night. Shayna is going to be hosting for the Thursday night episode. So thanks for joining us. Hit submit on if you haven't done that, we'll be posting those scores later. And again, thanks to Amber LeMay for being with us tonight and adding some levity to this world. All right. Thanks a lot,
Thanks,
guys.
everybody.
We'll see you soon.